was Retribution falling apart. Shane McMahon is back again. Charlotte tells Rick to go away. And Lashley shatters Miz TV. All that and more coming up on the Wrestle Story. Oh, I got the wrong thing up here.
That's cool.
There.
Yeah, that we're not in. Shane McMahon. That pretty much sums it up. And there's no chat box.
Where's my chat box?
I don't know. Hi guys, we were totally
It's
prepared
there.
for this. Oh, it is. You just don't have a border around it.
No, this isn't even my right raw thing.
That's
so.
okay. Hi guys.
What is going on?
We are live.
Yeah.
On YouTube. And on Twitch.
Yeah.
How are y'all doing?
We're doing great, thanks.
Cool.
Thanks for asking.
We're doing great too.
Yeah.
In case anybody was wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look.
So.
It's actually that doesn't look too bad though.
No, it doesn't. No. It stands out.
Yeah.
Better than.
Crazy, huh?
The other one.
Bobby Lashley is going to win the title next week. John L, I would say probably. How you doing, John L?
I have it
Great to have you here.
I have it all booked out, guys. I'm gonna.
Scott, how you doing? Hey, Bobby Lashley will be a transitional champion. Best built-up wrestler in months is a transitional champion. Ugh. Scott, the issue is they just started building him up like he's a beast.
I have thoughts.
So.
I have thoughts.
Lashley will win at Fastlane. I agree. So yeah.
I have thoughts on this.
Thoughts on this.
So, guys, shall we get into it?
Let's get into it.
Okay, cool. So, we start out the show with Miz TV.
Hi there, James.
Miz TV.
Miz TV. You show TV shattered. Yes, my thumbnail has a TV that's shattered. You are correct, John L. That's what my computer screen looks like right now.
No, it doesn't.
No, I'm kidding. I made that up.
Miz TV. So Miz TV was featuring Miz himself, the champion. And,
hello, Mrs. Gleen.
So Miz comes out and talks about, his longevity over guys like John Cena and Batista. And he says that he is the only two-time Grand Slam winner, which is true. And he talks about how great he is and how, I'm meant to be a champion and all this stuff. And then Bobby Lashley and MVP come out, and MVP reminds The Miz how he got that championship. And Miz is like, well, I was getting to that. Don't you worry. I was getting to that. I was. Absolutely. And MVP then, reveals the terms of the agreement for, Lashley helping Miz, right? Right. And he says, since Morrison cost Lashley the U.S. title, because of that, they made a deal where Lashley would help Miz win the WWE Championship, and then Lashley has to get a title shot first. He needs to be first in line. And Miz is like, wait. And MVP and Lashley are not having any of that. So, Lashley says, you have an hour. 1 hour to come to your senses, otherwise I'm going to put you in the hospital. You got that, Miz? So, yeah. That was that.
Yes.
I liked it, actually.
Good segment. I loved how they started this. This was a good way to start the show. The storyline's built. And they just didn't kill each other.
Yeah.
At least initially. So I thought this was good.
Yeah, I thought
excellent
it was,
way to start.
I thought it was really well done as well.
Yes.
Thinking about it, yesterday I was pretty mad about, Miz winning the title. But, now I'm, kind of semi-okay with it. Not that I like it or anything, because I really truthfully, don't care. But, I'm not as mad about it today as I was yesterday.
Yeah.
But this was a good segment.
Well, I said that this is how they're going to do this. How you doing, Jack? How you doing? Observing stuff. Great to have you guys here. Jack says, do they even do 2 transitional champs one after the other? It's WWE, yeah. The Miz annoyed me during this segment. That's the point. He wants to annoy you. So Shane says to Braun, you can't just walk in here and demand a title shot. When Goldberg does it, I guess it's not a problem. Make it make sense. Well, if Braun would have walked in and just said, you're next,
it would have worked. But unfortunately,
he didn't do that.
No.
Observing stuff like Raw. We all knew what the agreement was last night. Yes, John L., we knew exactly what was happening. Here's my thing about tonight. So we're getting Naomi and Lana beating Dana and Mandy. That's what we're doing. WWE total BS. Hey, James, at least the women are out there.
I'm gonna chat about it.
You know? At least Charlotte wasn't a robot tonight. Yeah, I thought she had a good segment.
I'm gonna talk about that too.
Where's Joy? Who? Jack, you threw stuff at me again. Joy, Tweedle, short. I know the British Bulldog, but you threw some other stuff in there that I have no clue. Howard Raw is just okay tonight. No, but she just is C3PO talking about Charlotte.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
I was expecting the title match tonight. You were mad yesterday, Maven. I never knew. We don't want to see him be the main event of WrestleMania. He's going to carry the title to WrestleMania.
No, Miz isn't.
No, Miz
I'm going to tell you why.
Maven, why you dressed like Nancy Drew?
Well, I didn't realize I was just like Nancy Drew. I didn't put my contacts in today because my eyes are like, my contacts are messing with my eyes again. And so I'm wearing my glasses and I just threw my hair up like this because I didn't really feel like doing anything else with it. And I just happened to put on a white shirt today.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yep.
That's that.
Definitely.
Because, I guess.
My autism means I miss social questions often, but I guess you were mad, really.
Yeah, I was mad.
Jack, they have done 2 transitional champions before. Cena won at the Rumble 2017. Bray won at Fastlane. Orton won at Mania. Yeah, well, I'm cool with this. I don't have an issue with any of that. I like what they're doing with this. This whole you got something different happening here, which is cool.
Well, I think we have 2 directions we could go with this.
Well, you have 3.
Well, no, I think you have 2.
Okay, you got 4.
With the direction we can go with The Miz and Lashley. We can finish talking about that like now. We could just talk about all those segments. So essentially, the hour goes by, and during this, The Miz is like backstage. He's like, Adam Pearce, look, I just can't. Lashley, I can't give, like, Lashley can't have a title shot. Like you gotta do something about this, Adam Pearce. And Adam Pearce is like, you're the one who made the deal with MVP, not me. So this is on you. So that was that. We then have Adam Pearce in the ring, and he brings out Bobby Lashley, and then Miz comes out, and he says he needs more time, and he asks for a 1-week delay. And then not Shane, Braun comes out to the ring and says he wants a WWE Championship match. And then Shane came out. Shane McBack. He came to the ring.
Why you making fun of my intro?
Because it was hilarious. So yeah, Shane McBack.
Shane McBack is Mac again.
He came to the ring.
When you have all those Mc and Mac and Mac, it just all runs together.
So he came to the ring and he talks down to Braun.
In case you missed it, she's laughing at the intro I put out there. Because I said Shane McMack.
No, you should. You said Shane McBack.
I said, well, whatever.
That's what you said.
That's because I ran McMahon and back together, so I just tried to simplify it. Okay, I thought that's the way the youth did it today. We just cut words out and make up new words.
Well, you're not wrong.
Shane McMack.
You said Shane McMack. funny. Oh man. So Braun Strowman then gets added to this match, or like there's a match like with Lashley later, and if Strowman wins, then he gets to face Lashley and Miz for a triple threat for the WWE title next week. And so Lashley beat up Strowman after this, and that was great. So then the main event was Strowman versus
Lashley.
Lashley, yes. Sorry.
Did you need some help?
Yeah. And
Jack approves of McMack.
and so
Or McBack. Whatever.
Whatever, same difference, right? So the main event, Lashley versus Strowman, and that was cool. And it wasn't very cool. It was like 4 minutes, and it was like fine, I guess. But like it was just Lashley beating up Strowman, which was what was to be expected. And Lashley won. So, and then after, Miz tried to like run in and beat up Lashley, but proceeded to fail. So.
A good way they're doing this. I like the whole storyline that's going with this. A lot of people think that Lashley's gonna win. I'm beginning to have second thoughts.
No, I think I'm gonna tell you. I think there's 2 ways they go with this. 2 ways. One way I like, one way I don't. So next week. Okay, there's actually 3 ways they could do this, I suppose. Thinking about it. Next week they do Lashley and Miz, right, for the title. The match is like happening or whatever, and Drew interferes and costs Lashley his like title opportunity. That's route 1, but that doesn't really benefit Drew. Reason 2 would be reason 2 or like idea 2. I don't know what I'm saying. Idea 2 would be Lashley wins the title next week off of Miz, and then Drew attacks Lashley after the match is over and beats him up, leading to a match between the 2 of them at Fastlane.
Okay.
That's pretty much option 1 and 2 for that. I think Lashley's winning the title.
Yeah. That's
what I think's happening, and then I think it'll be Drew and Lashley at Fastlane, and then from there, either I would like to see Lashley win that match and retain the title, and then it'd probably most likely be Drew versus Lashley at WrestleMania again.
I think they're throwing a curveball here.
But I would like Brock. And you're never going to hear me say that ever again. Okay.
How do you Lewis?
But I think Brock, like, getting involved somehow after Fastlane and then leading to Lashley versus Brock at Mania would be, to me, that would be a bigger match than Drew and Lashley at Mania.
You get the same rinse and repeat stuff, and you get tired of that.
But not necessarily, though, because Brock doesn't have to win.
Well, I'm just saying that he's same rinse
and repeat. If
Brock is coming back, he's not coming back to lose a match.
Okay, well, I mean, you're not wrong. But, like, it's something that a lot of people have wanted to see.
Yeah.
And I think it's the bigger match over Drew, personally. Because if you do Drew and
How you doing, DTA podcast?
If you do Drew and Lashley at Fastlane, you don't need to do it again at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I mean, I don't know. I think bringing Brock back would be like bad because, again, everybody sees it.
But Brock hasn't been around in a long time, so the fans might be sitting there going,
"No,
we want Brock
whatever."
back.
Brock comes back, and it's just like bringing back Goldberg. It's like, we don't want to see it. Okay.
But is it though?
Yeah.
Take a look at what people are saying, though. Not the people that are in our chat, because nobody said anything
No
about
Brock without Heyman, see? Charlotte is standing up for herself. Proud of her. I'm only on Charlotte's bandwagon, only because Becky is not there. Maven wears contacts. Proof she's tougher than me. I can't stick anything near my eyes. No Lacer Drew. Where's Humberto? So that they can find time for Shane on TV, but no room for Alistair and Andrade. Scott screams! The thing about Alistair's probably not coming back.
I don't know that he's showing back up.
He'll write his contract at home.
Andrade probably would.
Nia Jax beats both champions, making her look good for Raquel Gonzalez. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. You shed Shane McMahon. How you doing, Volterra? Weekly comment. Maybe his Twitter is a Corbin Shane stand account. I was flabbergasted by the lack of Drew. I think it's good to have Drew just step away for a while. I wouldn't bring him back next week either.
Well, unfortunately, I think he's showing up next week.
We youth approve of Shane McMahon. You should. We know you're young, Jack. You're a young dude. Poor Anna J, poor Tanahashi, poor Keith Lee. Poor Keith Lee. I'm interested in next week. Next week should be interesting. How you doing, Martine? Let's see. Lashley pins Miz at Fastlane. Drew versus Lashley at Mania. God, I hope not. Then you just repeat it. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I could handle Lashley versus Drew. That'd be okay. Brock cutting his own promos is something I'm here for.
Brock cutting any promos is the funniest thing ever, dude.
Thanks, it's always fun here. We try to make a fun DTA podcast.
It's solely because of his voice, though. Because you look at Brock, and he's like this big, tough dude, but he's like from Minnesota or whatever. And like, so he has this like accent, and he's like, he speaks like sing-songy, and so it sounds so weird.
Yeah.
It sounds so weird.
I think, by the way, I don't know if I said hello, Johnny Elite. Hello, Johnny Elite. I think Brock Roman will happen first, though, Maven. That's the match I think that people want to see. It's Brock Roman.
But
John Morrison.
No, it isn't! You've had Brock and Roman fight each other 17 times!
No.
No! Nobody wants to see Brock and Roman again!
Me.
Brock and Lashley! That's something that people have been talking about for years!
John Morrison really likes getting pinned, doesn't he? Yes, he loves it, Martine. It's like his favorite thing. You know? This Young Rock show is actually pretty good. Observing stuff, I watched it the other day. It is good. It's interesting to see the stories that he has. Especially with, and here's a spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear this, cover your ears if you haven't watched Young Rock. Especially when the guy died in the back of the seat, in the back seat of the car he just bought.
Oh, man.
He's from Minnesota. Yes, he is, Jack.
Sing-songy. Yeah, it's sing-songy. Like, they but like, seriously though, like, he has like this sing-songy accent where he like, when he speaks, it's like he's up and then he's down and then he's up and then he's down. It's like every other word. It's like it's sing-songy, and that's what it is. And it sounds like the funniest thing ever. And like when you look at him, Brock is like this big tough dude, bigger than everybody. And then when he speaks, he sounds like that. It's like that's why they don't have him speak.
Yeah. Maybe you're a Nancy Drew fan. Yes, she does like Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew's cool.
Brock Lesnar screams are real funny. Yes. He was training squad for the Vikings, I think. Yes, he was. I'm fine with spoilers. Oh no, he's gonna die. Well, it's not. It's not technically the guy he bought the car off of, because he bought the car, and he was driving down the road, and this guy sits up from the back seat and scares him and his friend. And that guy's the one that dies.
That's nice.
Sorry I ruined it for you there, observing stuff. Yeah. Maven put the story... but the story's got Heyman involved.
Okay, from that aspect, okay, if we're talking about Brock and, like, Roman, like, because of Heyman, like, okay, but, like, I'm not as interested in seeing that because we've seen it 1,200 times compared to the thought of doing a match with Lashley.
Yeah, I mean, there's different stuff you could do with it. Which
is why I think Lashley and Brock would be great.
He bought a trash car and is pretending he's rich. Yes. Which, you know, I guess it kind of shows you, because Rocky Johnson was a big name. And it shows you that the money they were making back then wasn't, like, huge. You know? Mm-hmm. So...
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I need to watch it.
Maybe you can watch it on... I watched it on Peacock. Mm. It's on there for free.
Yeah.
Maven used to read Nancy Drew back in the day. Yes, she did. I think Miz and Morrison might be feuding in Mania, I think. See, that would be cool. I think, Martine, I think that if they did that, that would be cool.
I still think it's going to be Miz and Morrison versus Bad Bunny. Because they're still keeping Bad Bunny on television and they're still keeping him relevant for some reason. And so I think they're going to do something with Miz and Bad Bunny.
Yeah. I mean, they could. I mean, I hate the Bad Bunny thing.
Well, that's just...
The whole Bad Bunny thing is just stupid, okay?
Well, it might be stupid,
If I'm any WWE superstar, I'm going, listen here. You're telling me I can't go on Twitch, and I can't go do my other things, I can't go promote with all these other stuff, and you bring in Bad Bunny, are you going to take money from his songs?
No, they're probably paying him a lot of money to use his songs. I get what you're saying, but from a standpoint of, like, dude has, like, millions of followers.
I don't care if he has
like
3 followers.
And if you look at, and I wasn't really a big fan of this, I'm still, like, I don't really care. But if you look at the amount of merchandise that he has sold on the WWE shop, it's, like, the top-selling merchandise, like ever. Like, he's sold they've had so much Bad Bunny WWE merchandise.
They could have put Bugs Bunny on the shirt and said, here, this is nude, go buy it.
Like, there have been so many t-shirts and so much merchandise from the with Bad Bunny's logo and his name all over it. Like, that's, like, the top-selling stuff on WWE at the moment. Like, so it's not like it's... And he got to take the 24/7 title on SNL. So, like, that's, like, a pretty freaking big deal, too.
They could have had Truth go on SNL, but did a comedy skit and had the title on there.
Well, they could have, but Truth isn't a, like, big superstar.
I mean, you know...
like,
it's not ruined for me now. I might keep watching it. Man, I've read Rock's book. I got it for my 12th birthday. Which was recent because I'm young. Am I wrong for saying McIntyre's reign as WWE champion was a lot like Kofi's?
I feel like, yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
okay, so, like,
agree.
let's just analyze this for a second because, like, what did Drew do as champion?
Not much.
Yeah, I mean, he came out and said at the beginning, like, I'm going to give people title shots that deserve title shots. He fought Dolph. He fought... I don't even know who else he fought. Randy 17 times. Like, it was the same people over and over again. So it wasn't like he was giving, like, a bunch of people title shots.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know.
So I don't know.
At least Bad Bunny is better than Bow Wow. That's not saying much, Voltaire.
Who the toast is Bow Wow?
Look it up.
I've never, ever.
I knew who Bow Wow was.
I don't know who that is.
Bad Bunny, I did not know.
Well, I'd, like, heard of Bad Bunny. I'd never, like, listened to any of his music.
I didn't know they brought him in. I had no clue who he was.
Like, I'd heard of him, but I didn't, like, know. Like, I mean, I knew who he was, but I didn't, like, know who he was. Does that make sense? So I don't know. But, yeah. Bow Wow, I have no idea who the...
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who that is.
Bad Bunny is better than Bow Wow. That part is not. Definitely not. DTA podcast. It's never about wrestling with WWE. Always entertainment. Sad. It is sad because, I mean, you've got enough wrestlers that you don't use, and then you bring in things, and then you tell your wrestlers that they can't go do the Twitch thing, and they can't go do these other things to try and make more money, and then they bring in this guy that's a singer that couldn't beat anyone on the roster, including the females, and you're trying to make him seem like something big? Okay.
He's apparently training.
Yeah.
He's probably training for that WrestleMania match.
Yes.
I guarantee he's fighting at WrestleMania.
Yeah, probably.
He's fighting Miz at WrestleMania.
WWE stars should be mad that in a year where we surpassed $1 billion, Vince is still giving a celeb a huge spot. Then again, at WrestleMania, they always do. Yeah, I mean, that's just it. That's the sad part. The problem is that they have so many wrestlers now that they don't use. You know, like when they first started using the outside stars, right? Mm-hmm. Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
They used her, but she was used with a wrestler where she was kind of guiding them, and other wrestlers were being used. I mean, they used a lot of the roster back then. You go back and check their roster, it's like the whole roster was being used pretty much. Now you have a bunch of people just sit around and do nothing.
Well, yeah, because their roster now is completely oversized, and they have way too many people.
Well, it's oversized, but for a 3-hour show, you should be able to put enough people out there, you know, and not have the same people out for 17 different segments.
Well, they shouldn't, but this is, again...
So,
WWE.
you know, Orton, Dolph, Big Show, he's beaten. Or at least it's worst show. Drew McIntyre getting the title back at WrestleMania two-wheeler in front of a crowd. Yeah, well, there's going to be a small crowd. I don't think it's going to be a big one. Don't forget Big Show fought Drew for the title. Yes. I don't know who Bad Bunny is either. See? Observing Stuff has no clue. The Fiend should never come back. James, the Fiend is coming back.
Absolutely come back. Absolutely.
Yeah. Definitely not a singer. Drew fought Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank 2, Maven. See? Wait. Oh, what was with the Naya and Shayna fight we've seen a few hundred times?
I'm gonna chat about that.
Good question, Jack. Good question.
Wait just a minute here. So, we have the Lucha House Party backstage with Matt Riddle. He's talking about naming the eagle on the U.S. title, and he's gonna call it Travis. He then, rides a scooter out of the, like, broom. I don't know, dude. But this was funny.
Yeah. I thought it was good.
So we then get Riddle versus John Morrison. This is actually a really good match.
It was a good match.
Like, aside from, like, the spots that Morrison, like, doesn't hit, like, in all the, like, years that I've been watching, like, John Morrison wrestle, like, how many times does he actually hit some of, like, the flippy moves that he does? And, like, actually make contact with the other person? Like, because I feel like the list of times that he actually makes contact with another wrestler is a lot shorter than, like, when he, like, doesn't. The flips look really cool. Yeah. He just never, like, lands them properly.
No, he doesn't.
Which, I mean, it's hard to do because I guess when you're, like, flipping in the air, and, like, it's not something that you can, like, plan out, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, you're, like, flipping, and it doesn't always, like, if you're not in the right spot, or, like, you move slightly, like, it wouldn't necessarily work.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. Anyways, this is a really good match.
Yeah, I mean, again, I thought it was a good match. And as Martine says, Morrison never won.
I don't know, let's look.
January 4th, 1999, I think, was the last time he won. While you're doing that, I'll read some chat here.
Okay,
the women's match with Naomi was less than 2 minutes. Yeah, not very long. Not very long, definitely. 30,000 fans is small. Jack, we could have 60, 70, 80, 90,000 fans. Yes, 30,000 is actually small. DTA podcast says Matt Riddle is boring. We had scooters like that in my nursery. Jack is riding around on a scooter in his nursery. How you doing, Raymond? I thought my Rerun City eyes at least 4 Rerun City soaps tonight, and would have been better if I took a 3-hour nap and turned on YouTube and the Maven and Ortega show. I like his wrestling, but he's annoying on the mic. I like him on the mic.
Oh, my site is not loading. No, it is. We're all good.
I love him on the mic. I mean, I just think that him on the mic is good.
John Morrison.
Riddle, just the stuff he says. I mean, he's
just funny.
Just the way his manner.
It's his delivery and the way he says things. It's really freaking funny. And, like, how just, like, nonchalant about things. And, like, he's just, like, I don't know. He just says things, like, so seriously sometimes. You know? And it's, like, that's what makes it funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just it. I mean, that's the one thing about it. Last time he had a Starship Pain, etc., was in Lucha Underground. How you doing, James? Nice to have you here. Lucha Underground, John Morrison, a.k.a. Johnny Mundo, he was good. You know, which makes you wonder, why did Morrison sign with WWE if this is what they're going to do with it?
That's solely because money.
Well, that's it. I mean, that's all it had to be, is because if the idea was they're just going to bring him in and do this with him, then that's all it is. January 4th, 1999 was my first draw. Well, Jack, January 4th, 1999 was the last time Morrison won a match.
Well, the last time that he won, like, a singles match, like, because he's won a couple tag matches with Miz. There was one from January There's another one from December.
One from August.
But like singles match, there's another tag match from August. Let's see, for like a singles match, and it wasn't even a singles match. It was a 3-way SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, and John Morrison won that. Outside of that,
Friday Night SmackDown, January 24th, 2020.
yeah,
John Morrison defeats Kofi Kingston. That was his last win.
That was like his last singles win, like actual like a singles match. Aside from that, he has a couple tag team wins, and then like that ladder match at WrestleMania last year, and that's it.
Riddle's trash after being accused of assaulting a woman given a title goes to show WWE has no morals. James, I would agree WWE probably has no morals. The issue I have with just somebody being able to come out and say someone did something.
But the issue I have with it is that there's been information, like, there's been some stuff behind it, and he, like, went to court with it and stuff, and, like, I don't know whatever happened with that. But...
Well, okay, if I go to court, I mean, that's...
There was some stuff, and they have some other people on the roster that have done some gross, disgusting things, and they're still employed. And it doesn't make any sense. But
well, I'm not saying it doesn't, but I'm not going to jump, you know, unless, like, if it's something where it should be taken to court and they should be fined, you know, or just, like, they should have a monetary payment to someone, or they should be in jail, then if I was WWE, I'd say, okay, you're fired. But if it's something where they go and they find they're not guilty, then I don't know how you can sit there and say that someone should be fired or fined or kicked off or kicked out or any of that stuff, you know? I agree with James about the WWE morals. Well, the WWE morals is not there. Vince has never had morals. I mean, you look at all the stories that are out there with WWE, and you just, I mean, you wouldn't, you know, there are no morals. Seriously?
I don't know what we're seriously. It might
Context
be the fact
over here,
that
nursery is kindergarten. I'm not sure what Jack seriously, but context over here, nursery. So nursery is kindergarten. That's cool. I did not know that.
it might be
And actually, accusation doesn't mean he did it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Jeez, Louise, that's been a long while. Yes, it has been a long while. Hell, Scott Hall had Khali allegedly kill people. If I say Mister Gleen stole my bag of chips, does that mean he did it? I wouldn't be here if he did that. Would be mean. I'm sorry, observing staff. I stole your chips. Would you like them back? Same with Jimmy Snuka and Christine Wall. Yeah, I mean, that's just it. I mean, that's the whole Snuka thing. The whole... there's a lot of stuff that WWE has done that's just like...
shady.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So, Riddle beat Morrison. That's that. It was a good match.
Yeah, good match.
No issues with it.
No.
We then get a Rhea Ripley. Ripley.
I think Enzo Amore was accused and got fired before finding him not guilty. I think there was a lot more to the Enzo Amore thing. I think that he probably had some backstage heat after seeing some stuff that's come out about him. Mm-hmm. So, Volterra, I would agree with you to a certain extent, but I think there was more to the whole Enzo thing. I think he was probably on thin ice. And anyway, and then when he got accused of things, it just gave them a reason just to get rid of him. Mm-hmm. Just because of stuff that, you know, stuff I think that probably happened in the back and things like that, and people were happy with him.
So...
I can keep them. Well, thanks, observing stuff. I appreciate that. Mr. G stole my chips and ate them. Facts. Not real facts, but whatever. Jack, I steal all kinds of chips, man.
So...
I'm a chip stealer.
We then have a Rhea Ripley video. Rhea Ripley is coming to Raw.
I'm glad they did a video and not just, like, have her do a surprise entrance.
Wait, what? Say that again?
I'm glad they did a video and not just have her do a surprise entrance.
Why?
I'm kidding. I made that up. I would rather have, like some shocking thing where she comes in and attacks somebody. Or comes out on the mic and says, I'm here.
You know what would have made more sense?
How do you Stone Cold David?
You could have given Asuka a freaking match yesterday.
Yeah.
And had her, like, do an open challenge.
No, what they should have done yesterday is had Asuka fight somebody and then have Rhea come out and go, I'm here.
I'm next.
Yeah. Something like that. I hope it's Rhea that takes the title off Asuka, please, not Charlotte. If Rhea takes it, I'm cool with that. I'd be cool with that.
No, I think Charlotte's taking the title first, and then I think Rhea's taking the title off of Charlotte. That's what I think is happening there. Because I think they're going to run back Rhea and Charlotte this year at WrestleMania like they did last year.
Possibly.
Except the outcome is going to be much different because Rhea's walking out with the title. And that's what's happening there, I think.
Yeah, I think that could happen. I think if they did, that'd be an interesting way to do it. Rhea is going to Raw. That means when my idol Becky returns, she'll be on SmackDown with Seth. Let the Messiah Alliance commence. Yes, James, that's what's going to happen. I never liked Enzo anyway. Well, Volterra, there's a lot of people that didn't like Enzo, you know? So that's why he ended up being where he was. Where he's at. Where he's not at. I think this is the right move. Tell her when she comes back to Monday Night Raw, it'll be more interesting. I don't think they should have said she's coming. Just have her show up. Have her show up at a match.
I don't like that.
Of course, that would require you to have Asuka in a match against somebody other than just a tag team match.
Well,
or maybe that's how you break up the whole tag team thing. You have Asuka and Charlotte in a match against, if you want to use Naya and Shayna, and then Rhea comes out and goes, Asuka, you have something I want.
Okay, but that doesn't break up the tag team.
No, but it means that there's going to be a singles match at some point in time.
But I think the whole point isn't... I don't think the point of this is Rhea versus Asuka.
Well, maybe it isn't.
I think the point of it is Asuka's dropping the title to Charlotte. And then it will be Charlotte and Rhea.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That's what I think the point is.
Well, it might be. But I think you just needed to do a surprise thing with her. Rather than... And I think the only way you do it is if she's coming after the title. Or she comes out and says, you know, Charlotte, I have some unfinished business with you. And Asuka, you're after her. Because I'm coming for your title. And then you would have just killed two birds with one stone in one match.
But the issue is that, like, if she's beating Charlotte, I think it makes more sense to have the title on Charlotte, so she takes the title off of Charlotte.
Okay, maybe that's what happens, but I think that you do this just to set stuff up.
I don't know. I don't see a way that they could have done it where it made sense to bring Rhea out as a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Rollins and Daniels should feud at Mania. Yeah, I think that'd be a good feud. Definitely. I never liked Enzo, and you can't teach that. I agree. Rhea needed to be a surprise one night on Raw. Yeah, I mean, it needed to be a shock. I just don't like the way they did it. I see the ref getting knocked down in the WWE title match next week, and Drew takes Lashley out, and Miz wins. I call it. James, that's kind of where I'm headed. I would not be shocked if you see that.
So after this, we have Bad Bunny and Damien Priest, and R-Truth is in the back, and Priest is guarding Bad Bunny.
Just like, I'm going to answer Raymond's got a thing here. It says, only good thing is pushing it. There will not be a three-way for title next week unless they change it 5 minutes after Raw begins next week. Raymond, they may change it right before the match happens. It may not be 5 minutes. It may be right before the match happens and go, oh, we're going to have a three-way.
No, that would be dumb, and that would be WWE totally going back. And
well, it is, but that's what they do.
It's a WWE thing to do, but it'd be stupid, and I think Vince knows it would be stupid, and the only reason he would be doing it is to make the fans mad.
Yeah.
Because he's a loser.
Didn't Enzo have a match with Pete on Raw?
I don't
know.
Why does WWE force us to check our morals when caring about the wrestlers? And clearly, they don't.
They don't. I agree. Enzo Amore didn't do anything. The women lied on him. Jonelle, I would agree. That's just why I said I think that a lot of the issues with him was I think he had a lot of backstage heat anyway, and a lot of people didn't like him. Just based on reports I'd seen. So that's why they ended up getting rid of him. I'm sorry, guys. I'm ranting. You are cool, man. Why does WWE force us to check our morals? Oh, we already read that one, didn't we?
Yeah.
So, yeah, DTA podcast, no problem, man. We love the rants. We love hearing what you guys have to say.
Yeah, that's my whole game.
What's a net gator? Well, that's where you have the green thing around your neck, and it attacks you.
Yeah.
A net gator is just a thing that you slide over your neck, and it's. So what a net gator is like you slide it onto your neck, and you can use it as a face shield.
Yeah.
Well, not really a face shield. It's more about covering like if it's cold outside. I've actually got a couple of them.
Nobody wants Charlotte Flair to win the title. She's won it multiple times. Well, I mean, I agree, but like I think it makes more sense to do Charlotte and Rhea than it does, for the title, than it does to not. So.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, gator from the swamp, Jack. That you wrap a gator from a swamp around your neck, and that's it. No one ever sees you again because it tears off your head.
Wow. So yeah, Bad Bunny and Damien Priest are backstage with R-Truth, and R-Truth tries to come in and like take the belt or whatever, and Damien Priest is like, whoa, buddy, I see you there. I see you. And then Truth like tries to hide behind the referee, and then he's like, yeah, we can still see you, and so that was that.
I have to come clean, guys. I hope Bad Bunny wins all the world championships.
Why?
Because he's a bad dude.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought this was stupid when we first started this, but like from a business standpoint and a marketing standpoint, like I said, the 24/7 championship was on SNL, and that's like a big deal, and it was like front and center, and like you can like tell what it is.
Okay, but why are they doing that? And
it has the logo to get their names out there. I don't know.
Why are they doing that?
I don't know.
Because everything's switching over to Peacock.
Okay,
so that's why.
What? So what? It's still putting it out there. It's still something that like millions
they could have had
of
the
people
Truth
watch.
on 14 skits over on Saturday Night Live.
No,
and
but
got pinned
Truth,
like 3 times.
No, but Truth is nobody compared to Bad Bunny. I'm sorry. He's nobody compared to Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny has millions of followers. He's known like by a lot of people. Not you, apparently.
Well, okay.
But
I'm sorry, but I thought it was.
It's.
I thought this was a bad idea when the whole thing started, and personally, still think it's a bad idea.
I think
there.
it's.
I said it.
Do I think it's stupid? Yeah, I think it's stupid, and I don't care one way or another. Honestly, at this point, I don't care. But from a marketing standpoint, I mean, the belt was put on SNL, and it wouldn't have been put on SNL if it wasn't for Bad Bunny being on there.
I don't know. I just think that it's like.
So that's like kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I watched. I would have, if I would have known he was going to be on Saturday Night Live, I would have watched it just because of Bad Bunny. I would have went yes.
But some people would have.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying though. He has his own fan base and like millions of followers.
And he's carrying around this belt, and everybody's going. Like, the people that don't follow wrestling going, what in the crap is this? It's like he's got some stupid belt with him. It's his name, Bad Bunny. If Bad Bunny beats Kenny to all the belts, I'll cry. I thought Truth would take belt back during Prince's match tonight, but he didn't. Kind of shock what y'all think. I thought he'd take it back too, but I think they're going to keep this on Bad Bunny through WrestleMania. Bad Bunny is going to get all the championships, including the women's belts. That's right, Martine. He's going to take them all. Okay. Every single one. Okay, he's got 30 million followers. Big deal.
Do you see the amount of people that have seen this post?
Yeah.
Do you see the amount of people?
Uh-huh.
That's a lot of freaking people.
Uh-huh.
So, like, it's going to draw some people in somewhere.
Bad Bunny merch is selling out on WWE Shop site, so it's paying off, and it follows their model of going after mainstream media attention by having him involved.
That's what I'm saying, though.
I understand that. I just think it's okay. And if I'm a wrestler, I'm going, if that's what you want to pull in all these guys, go get all of your, all of these singers, have them come do your shows, and we're done. I will leave. I will go to a wrestling organization that wants to use me and not have me sit in catering for 6 months.
Dude, he has more followers. He has more followers
than WWE.
Than the WWE account. Okay. He has more followers than 90% of the wrestlers. Mm-hmm. He's drawing in more people.
Okay.
Like, regardless of whatever, like, he has his own fan base, And he's bringing people back to them.
I agree, he has his own fan base, but you're also alienating a lot of your wrestlers because you don't use them.
But a lot of the wrestlers have come out and said, "Oh, we like having Bad Bunny there. Mm-hmm. It's fine. It's he's bringing more people to us."
Probably a lot of the wrestlers being used don't care. It's the ones that aren't being used that are going, dude, that should be my spot. I could do the 24/7 title thing.
Oh yeah, and you'd get it over real big. I mean, I don't know. Like from a marketing standpoint, it's genius, I guess.
Well, it's no different than Vince has done before. I mean, that's just it. I thought it was a bad day to start, but Truth has made it, though. Yeah, I mean, that's just, I get the whole idea of trying to do the crossover stuff and trying to bring in, like, new people. I just don't like it. You know? I thought it was 30 million followers, no big deal. Well, I mean, 30 million followers, but I mean, like,
It's
how
more
many,
than
how
the
many,
WWE
how many are
count.
going to watch wrestling just because Bad Bunny's on there?
You never know, dude.
I mean,
How many people are gonna watch SNL because Bad Bunny's on there?
so then how long, well, the SNL
It's
does,
no different
the thing
than,
is,
like-
SNL does that all the time. They bring in, like, the stars
Exactly.
to their show.
So,
And they use, and you know something else SNL does? They use their cast in their shows, and their cast knows that they're going to be bringing in the outside people. They bring in a guest singer.
okay.
What, WWE doesn't even use all their cast. This like half of them are sitting in catering going, geez, I'd like to get on TV once.
Well, so would
Let
I,
me
man.
switch my name to Bad Bunny. I'll be Bad Bunny.
I don't know, but when you look at it, and he has more followers than the WWE account has, he is the top-selling merchandise on the WWE website. Why is that?
Why? Because it's something different?
No, it's because he's a big superstar and he's drawing in people. That's why it is.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure the people that are buying the Bad Bunny merchandise aren't just WWE fans.
I'm not going to buy a Bad Bunny shirt. I'd buy a Bugs Bunny shirt before I buy a Bad Bunny shirt.
So, like, I don't know.
LOL Maven, don't believe everything the wrestlers are saying. Speaking of the 24/7 title, who has had it the longest in one reign? Probably Truth.
Probably.
Until Bad Bunny has it, because now he'll have it through Mania.
Yep.
Vince needed to get those Raw ratings up. Yep. But he's a genius. Yep. I agree. I think he's brought people in as far as some interest to it, but I don't think it'll last. Still a good talent. They bring in a singer. No offense. The problem is, Martine, they got the talent.
Dude, people, I'm not
The talent
saying,
is there.
I'm not
They
saying...
just don't use them.
Like, it's... I think it's stupid. Yeah, sure, it's stupid. But, like, it's drawing people in. I mean, the dude has more followers than the WWE account.
So based on that, shouldn't more people be following WWE? So even if you only get half of his followers to come over, and you figure maybe 5 million of them know who Bad Bunny was, that should mean another 10 million onto the WWE side. So then they should have like 33 million followers. If they're truly going to come over and follow WWE. Because
I'm not saying they're going to, but what I'm saying is that for the show that Bad Bunny is on,
they brought in nobody because his name isn't in the music industry. Mouth is upcoming star. WWE brought in new upcomers whose name was being thrown out. Yeah, I mean, that's just it. I mean, the issue I have is how many of these people are going to stick around. These people are going to come in and check this out, and I just don't get it. You'd be surprised, honestly, sadly, there will be non-wrestling fans or ones who are very casual fans that are going to watch Mania just to see what Bad Bunny does on there.
that's what I'm saying, though.
Vince counts on those people and the possibility that they'll watch the whole show and turn into wrestling fans.
That's what I'm saying, though.
The thing is WrestleMania's always been the biggest show. If he wants to do this, don't do it for WrestleMania. Because WrestleMania is going to draw a crowd no matter what.
But he's trying to draw the biggest crowd he possibly can for WrestleMania. And so
But-
by
but
throwing
there
Bad Bunny out there, you're
Mania
throwing
has
it.
always drawn a big crowd.
Okay? He wants a bigger crowd. This is Vince freaking McMahon.
So, if he was going to do it, then do it for some other, no-name pay-per-view.
Well, nobody's going to come in for a no-name pay-per-view.
They will if they're big Bad Bunny fans.
So, I don't know.
I'm not trying to hate, but his song for Booker was cringe.
It's kind of catchy though. Like, I mean, they play it when it comes out, and like, it's definitely something that you can like, you know, bop your head to. Like, it's catchy.
Mania's been celebrity filled from the start. Yes, I agree. It's been celebrity filled. I just think that if you're going to use Bad Bunny, if the idea is to use Bad Bunny as a wrestler to try and draw people in, don't do it for Mania, because you're going to get a crowd there anyway. Because you're going to have stars there. So do it for some other pay-per-view that, you know, if the idea is to try and get people to come in and watch, do it for another pay-per-view. I never heard of him until his showing up in WWE. Raymond, I had no clue who he was either. And now they're training Bow Wow so what now? Well, Alice Cooper has been involved in wrestling. I believe that he will be training, and he's going to be going after the 24/7 title.
Mania.
I would watch him before I'd watch Bad Bunny.
Mania is the pay-per-view. Yeah, watch him fall in.
And he's 75 years old or something like that.
Mania is the pay-per-view that gets the most eyes all year. Yeah, and I mean, Vince wants the most eyes on that pay-per-view that he possibly can. If that means throwing Bad Bunny out there to potentially get some people that are just going to watch it solely because of Bad Bunny, and you know, that's what Vince wants. Every year he wants to top what he did last.
Yeah.
He wants to have the most amount of people watching that show he possibly can, so then he can go on, you know, his, oh, well, we had the biggest crowd we've ever had possible. We had the most viewers that we've had ever. Next year, let's shoot bigger. You know, like, that's what he wants.
Nice.
So.
Alice Cooper is wrestling? No, Jack, but he was involved in a storyline.
With Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah.
The fact that I remember
it's been a while.
You didn't is...
Huh?
The fact that I remember this and you didn't.
I knew who he was involved with.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see Ozzy. At least he hosted Raw. Ozzy would just come on and go, and then you'd have to decipher what he said. I'm predicting Seth will win a Universal title and Becky SmackDown Women's title in the start of Messiah Alliance. James, I don't think they're going to work together. I'm sorry. Bow Wow is actually putting in time training with Rikishi, though, so I'll give him the respect of taking a wait-and-see approach to see how he pans out. Well, that's because we're headed for a Bow Wow versus Bad Bunny. Like, I so want to see that match. That's, like, at the top of my list. I want, like... You know, there's matches that I've always wanted to see, and like all other matches are like right here, right?
Yeah.
And Bad Bunny versus Bow Wow is like up here.
Absolutely, yeah.
Not even close. I mean, it's so far. There's so much difference between matches I want to see and the actual Bow Wow versus Bad Bunny match. I mean, if they can put that together. I will be all over. WWE will become my favorite wrestling show ever. And I will not say anything bad about him ever again.
Maven's Vince impression sounds like Paul Bear. Vince McMickey Mouse. It did sound like Mickey Mouse. Ah, man. No one cares about Bow Wow. I've never even heard of Bow Wow.
At least it's not Shane McMahon.
We then have the New Day versus Mace and T-Bar. Reckoning is back, so that's the big point here. Which is cool.
Retribution could be on their way out. I'm curious to see where they go with the storyline.
I really thought that they were all going to beat up All Elite tonight.
Well, that's what I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see if they rip their masks off and go, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of being your little, you know, the peon that you control. And I'm done, and now we're going to kill you. And then they just kill him.
I would love to see that. that. So yeah, New Day won in a 2-minute and 50 match. 2-minute and 50 second match. That was fine, I guess. It was fine. And then we had Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin of the Hurt Business versus Lucha House Party in a tornado tag team match, I think is what it was.
Yes.
Cedric and Shelton won. This was fine too, I guess. I didn't care much, but it was fine.
Yeah. I think Miz vs. Morrison should be at Mania. I just wanted to say that if COVID didn't happen, it would be WWE Hollywood. I agree, James. I think that'd be great. OMG, we've seen this Retribution match loads too. We have, Jack, but now we're kind of seeing maybe the falling apart of Retribution. So if that happens, Jack, I think that'd be cool. Don't respect Calvin Cambridge Bow Wow like my movie character. Well, Paul Bearer to me sounds like her from Powerpuff Girls.
So, after this, we have Damien Priest versus Angel Garza with everybody's favorite Bad Bunny at ringside. And Priest won. That's fine. That's cool. What are you doing with Angel Garza? I thought he had, like, plans.
Well, they did. And then they didn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We then get a Randy Orton promo, and this was the most brilliant thing on this show. Okay, well, it was probably not the most brilliant thing on the show, but it was really freaking cool, and I can appreciate it. So Randy Orton, he's cutting this promo. He says he's surrounded by failure, and he's not used to it. And he says he can't focus because, well, not because of the Fiend, because the Fiend is dead. He's burned alive, right? But he's distracted because of Alexa Bliss. So he, like, starts coughing in the middle of this promo. And then we go to this video package showing, like, Alexa with the whole, like, you know, circle star death thing from last week. And then we go back to Randy, and he's, like, coughing. He's, like, choking. He's, like, I'm dying. And he coughs up this, like, blackish, greenish substance. It was really cool. I appreciated it.
This is awesome.
I thought it was cool.
Alexa has done an outstanding job with this character.
Some people on Twitter were like, it looked like Randy was coughing with chocolate syrup. And I was like,
was...
folks, it wasn't chocolate syrup.
No, it wasn't chocolate syrup.
Jeez.
Orton is doing an excellent job with this. I love what they're doing with it. It's great. Pentagram. Circle star death thing. Yeah, it's a pentagram.
Whatever. Circle
star death
thing. I like circle star death thing better.
Randy has the same sort of cough as me. Well, Jack, I hope you're not coughing up the same stuff that he's coughing up. Just saying.
So, yeah, I thought this was cool. Like I said, I appreciated it. I thought it was well done, and it looked, you know, like, you know, it's like...
Yeah.
Stuff.
Orton's promo wasn't boring. No, it wasn't. It was excellent. I love what they did.
I thought it was good.
Just end Retribution now while there's still any time at all to salvage Ali, Dijakovic, and Mia. Thorne needs to go to NXT UK, and Dio Madden needs to go back to the PC and train more before NXT debut. I would agree, Stone Cold David. 100%. Priest is undefeated on Raw. Pagan symbol. Mistaken as a Satan thing. It is not a Satan thing. It's a pagan symbol.
Well...
So there we are.
There we go. This the lesson from Miss Street.
Yes.
There you go. So yeah, he coughed up.
Excellent segment.
Coughed up.
And like I said, Alexa is doing an outstanding job with this.
Is Randy about to face Lord Voldemort?
Yes, he is.
Oh man. So like, where do you see them going with this?
Well, I see Harry Potter coming in to face Bad Bunny for the title.
He's gonna be all like.
Yeah. At first, I thought Orton coughed up blood. I was gonna say, wow. They're really getting dark.
Well, I thought it was blood at first when he first started like.
Oh yeah, because coughing up black stuff is so much better.
But I thought it was like blood at first, but then it was like black stuff, and I appreciated it even more. Like I can appreciate a nice like gruesome like bloody scene.
Yes, it was cool. I thought. Witchcraft. Well, not quite witchcraft, James. Not quite. Bray Bliss remains incredible. Bliss is amazing. And Orton remains consistent.
I agree. It's one of the best parts on Raw.
Bliss has done, like, this character is so much better than her whole, what do you call it? The Moment of Bliss stuff that she did. You know? This character is awesome.
Yeah, I think she's running with it and she's doing really, really well with it.
It is so much more, it's so much better than the well, we're going to have so-and-so on the show tonight.
I can't wait for the Fiend to come back because I'm really curious to see what he's going to look like. And I think that is going to be really cool. And I think he's going to look super scary. okay, maybe not super scary, but like pretty scary. Randy has been really good throughout this thing.
Yeah.
I think he is, you know, like Stone Cold David said, he's remained consistent. I think he's been good.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you have Bliss, who's done extremely well.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Mrs. G is right. It was made out as a Satan symbol by Crusade era propaganda. Yes, but that's kind of the way a lot of religions are. Right, Jack? There's a YouTuber named A Truth Never Sleeps who thinks WWE is the Illuminati. He's going to have a field day with the Randy scene. Tonight was shades of the Papa Shango Ultimate Warrior back in the day with the Orton spot backstage. Yes, definitely Stone Cold David.
With the light.
Definitely. Weirdly, I love good fake gore and absolute bloodbath matches like Eddie versus the JBL, but I nearly pass out if I see myself bleed. Jack can't handle blood, apparently.
I don't like scary movies, but I like gory things.
I don't like scary movies, but I watch them.
I don't like scary movies, but I like to rip my face apart. That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I agree Alexa is phenomenal with the stuff she's doing, no pun intended. Yeah, I mean, that's Johnny Lead, I agree. I mean, what she's doing now is just amazing.
So, yeah. Yeah.
It seems like real, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, she's not, I don't want to say real. I want to say it seems like the stuff she's saying now is not scripted.
Yeah.
Where before, everything just seemed like it was so scripted with what she was doing.
Yeah.
Now it's just like they've cut her loose and she's like doing it.
Yeah.
Plus I have tattoos. Makes sense.
Oh, man. So, yeah, the one thing about this that I will say
Okay,
is...
Jack, like, you can't handle blood, but you had tattoos. Are you kidding me?
The one thing I will say... Well, tattoos, like, I mean, I guess it depends on where you get them, but tattoos
But
really
it
don't...
requires a needle.
But they really don't bleed that much.
I don't care.
I mean, it depends on... I guess if you were, like, really a bleeder, then, like, sure, it... Like,
How about the pain? Forget the blood.
I'd probably bleed everywhere because of the medication that I'm on.
I can sit here and watch blood everywhere. I could watch someone's, like, guts being ripped out or something like that, but... Like, if
Mr.
you,
G
like,
is a
stick me
baby
with a
when it
needle, it's
comes to
over.
Needles.
Done.
Needles don't faze me anymore. I used to be deathly afraid of needles. Like, deathly. Like, you'd have to sit on my head to get me to get a shot or an IV.
Well, now it's no big deal for you.
No, now it's
Now you go,
nothing.
all right, stab me in the arm.
Stab me in the arm. I don't care. I'll even watch him do it. I mean, it doesn't faze me anymore. Like, I used to, like, freak out, but not anymore.
I don't like scary movies. Your Instagram says otherwise.
Otherwise, Maven. Yeah, it does. It really does. I mean, you look at my stuff that I do, and everybody's like, "Oh, you ripped your face apart." Not
It's
like,
sad they couldn't find a way to have AJ in a great feud for Mania after the incredible honor he had at last year's. Yeah, I think that I
don't know what they're doing.
AJ, I think, is just there
right now. Yeah. I agree.
Collecting a check.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, at this point, yeah. Yeah.
We could tell stories about Mr. G's needle fears. Yeah, I hate needles. Although I have gotten better too. I'm not as bad as I was. Just because I've seen you get poked enough times now that I don't think it's as bad.
But you
as
haven't seen me get poked though.
But I have seen you get poked.
A couple times.
I used to not be able to look at needles.
Like
without getting sick to my stomach, I couldn't even look at a needle.
I used to like freak out. Like I said, people would have to like sit on my head to get me to like. But like talking about like shots and stuff, like really like.
Yeah.
Messed me up. Like I would start freaking out, and then like my arm would start to feel weird. Like I could like feel it, but like there's nothing actually happening. Just when we're like talking about it, it was weird.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I bled like a faucet when I was hit by a motorbike, but I didn't care at all. But I near passed out during my last blood test. Have y'all heard the AEW is begging WWE to do a crossover? James, they're not begging. They've said that they would do a crossover if WWE wanted to do it. Mr. G almost passed out in the delivery room when you were born, Maven. It was awesome. Yes. All because of a needle.
Oh, man. So we then get Shayna and Naya versus Charlotte and Asuka. Okay. There's a lot to unwrap here. Point 1. Charlotte accidentally hit Asuka with her foot. Which then led Naya to get the win. That's point 1 and point 1. There you go. So that's that. Yeah. Shayna and Naya won. It was fine.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just...
Charlotte looked like she cared a little bit more this week, but, like, still, like, not,
well,
like...
the thing is it's just another match we've seen it, like, 17 times.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kills it.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, they need to, the women's division is just, they needs to do some work with it.
I agree.
Faucet is a word I had to learn. It's tap here, not sure why it's different. Yeah, I don't know why either, Jack. I've heard people call it a tap here.
Well, they call it, like, tap water.
Yeah. Mr. G went white and wobbly, and the nurse yelled at him to sit down. She did. Because they didn't want him to have to scrape him up off the floor. No, she said I was too big, so she couldn't get me up off the floor if I fell on it. Yeah. Mr. G passed out when someone else is getting a needle. Jack, yes. I can't stand... If I look at a needle, I can't look at the needle.
I feel like there's one time...
Like I said, I've gotten better, but it used to be, if I saw a needle, I would get sick to my stomach.
I feel like I recall, like, one time, like, I don't know if it was we were getting shots or if it was, like, we had to get blood drawn for something, that I, like, remember you, like, holding, like...
I'm sure everybody loves this chat, talking about getting shots and needles and everything else. How do we even get onto this subject?
Randy, blood, Jack.
Oh, yeah. Randy, blood, and everything goes back to Jack. It all goes back to Jack. It's Jack's fault.
Man.
It's those British guys. They always come in here and stir things up.
It was Jack.
And we're on the rails, and then those British guys come in and they, like, we go...
Yeah, it was Jack because he talked about tattoos and then it was needles. That's what it was. Man.
Stone Cold David, I got round 1 of the COVID vaccine shot last week. Cool. Who would you all match up with the WWE compared to AEW women? I would do... I would like to see, like, Thunder Rosa versus Bayley.
Randy, blood, Jack. Oh, man. Jeez.
He tried to pass out. From that point on, we had him leave the room when I got IVs or anesthesia. Yep, we did. Definitely. Tap is mostly for kitchens. Faucet is for other places. Yeah, see? Randy, blood, Jack. Being fair, I chat random often. We know, Jack. That's why we love you.
Yeah.
Good night, Dan. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping in.
Man. Only half British.
Only half British. Well, Jack, it doesn't matter. You're still, like, the British, okay?
Oh, man. So, we then have Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy in a match. I don't care. Like, Sheamus and Jeff Hardy have fought enough times that I just don't care. Like, whatever. Sheamus won.
Well, again, this was another match that you just have seen it.
Don't care.
You know, well, the thing is, if this would have been something that would have been done, like 2 years ago or a year ago or something like that, and then they did it again, it wouldn't be a big deal. But the fact that they've done it so many times recently, I think it kills it.
Yeah.
Because I think this would have been an interesting match to watch and, like, or try to like, if it was something that hadn't been done in a while.
Yeah.
I'm in mourning after today's Anna J news. Come back soon, Queen Slayer. She's out for a while.
Yeah, 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
Sucks. It really sucks.
2 passports because I rule. You do rule, Jack. You do.
So, after this we have Charlotte and Rick.
This was good.
This was a really good promo. This is one of the best promos that Charlotte has cut in a long time. Like, it was really well done, and I wonder if some of that is like, some of it is like real.
Well, it seemed like she was about to cry.
Like,
didn't it?
She feels, maybe like she actually feels some of what she was saying of like, I feel like so many people compare me to you and talk about how you are the reason that I have gotten where I am in my career, and that's just not the case. And I'm tired of it. So I wonder if some of that was like, she really felt that way, which, I mean, I don't blame her, because I think a lot of people do, I think a lot of people do criticize Charlotte because of Ric Flair, and because she's Ric Flair's daughter. And because you have people that sit there and go, oh, she's Ric Flair's daughter, you know. So I think that there is some realism to this promo.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why I thought it was good. It just seemed like, again, this goes back to like with you know, Alexa doing the stuff she's doing now. I think that because Charlotte's been in so many tag matches recently, that's just not where she should be.
Yeah.
And so I think that this was kind of a way of her getting away from the whole tag team side of things and having to promote Asuka and her and doing the whole because I don't think she's into the whole tag team thing in the first place. So I think getting away from that and doing the individual thing, I think that helped a lot. And so I think that you know, what she did really tonight, I felt was really good.
Yeah, like I said, it was one of the best promos that she has cut in a long time, and it was really well done.
There's always a little bit of realness when you get Charlotte and Rick talking at each other like that. There is. I mean, that was the cool thing about it, Stone Cold David, is just the whole. Both of them were a little bit emotional. It seemed like.
Yeah.
Didn't it?
Yeah, I feel like Charlotte more so than Rick, but yeah.
Probably because Rick's done it for 70 years and like it's no big deal.
It doesn't faze him.
Good promo, yes, but it wasn't Dusty. Hard times wasn't far away. Yeah, I mean that's just it. I mean that's Dusty's, but again, Dusty's another one that Dusty could do a promo with, like if you just let him go. And but again, how like the stuff that they have these wrestlers doing, how much is not scripted, you know, where they expect them to say this and this and not just cut loose. Which is why I think Alexa right now is doing excellent, because I think they've let her cut loose. What's up with Anna Jay? She has she tore something in her shoulder while training, and Stone Cold David says she's out 6 to 12 months. I was gonna say she's out for quite a while, so that's kind of bad. Although you know she won't be able to wrestle. But
she can still be there in a character aspect with the being the elite stuff and being at ringside. I think they can still use her. Yeah. So she's not completely forgotten. Yeah. Because I don't think that would happen in the first place, just because I think she is pretty good, actually. And I think that she has come a long way in the last year. And I think she's been like a huge breakout star for AEW. I think
just in the last 5 or 6 months. It hasn't been a year. It's just been the 5 or 6 months that she's really...
Like since Jordan.
But I felt they started to use her other than just like sitting there. Yeah. You know. Yeah. More in the last 5 or 6 months. Yeah. Early on, when she first came up to the main roster, she spoke to Renee Young about living under the shadow of Rick was immense to handle. I mean, I could understand that. I mean, your dad's larger than life in the business, and you know. How do y'all feel about the Grizzlies Knows Best show, James? You want my opinion?
Never seen it.
I saw about 30 seconds of it.
And that was enough for you.
And I said, nope. This is as bad as Bad Bunny. Anna Jay injured her shoulder. Yep. People criticize Charlotte not because she's Ric Flair's daughter, but the way she's protected by created because she's Ric Flair's daughter. So it ultimately comes back to because she's Ric Flair's daughter.
Yeah, that's the whole aspect of it, though, is I feel like a lot of people do criticize her because she is Ric Flair's daughter, and because, yes, creative handles her in a way where they put it out there so much in your face that she's Ric Flair's daughter. And I don't necessarily know that that's where Charlotte wants to be. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, definitely. It's on Peacock. So Chrisley Knows Best is on Peacock. Everything's going to be on Peacock now that everything's switching over there. Charlotte was noticeably holding back real tears. That's what I thought too, Stone Cold David. In AEW, they kept their own promo unscripted also, but there's some scripted. Yeah, I would say probably 90% of the AEW stuff is probably...
They come up with it.
I would say that the people probably that feel comfortable just doing the unscripted stuff do it, and the ones that probably need a script are the ones that will use the script.
Well, I think that a lot of them come up with their own stuff, and then they just run it by whoever, and they're like, this is what I'm going to say, and they're like, yep, sounds great. Cool, go out there. You want to add to it? Cool. You want to take away from it? Like, cool. That's what I think, you know.
Very few promos in history are better than Dusty Hard Times promo. It's top 3 or 5 all time without hesitation. I agree. Definitely. We all know Charlotte Flair has come a long way. Definitely. She's only there specifically in WWE. They're using her as the female version of her father, and that's the reality that she has to live with, not us. I can understand that. I mean, I think the biggest issue is trying to have her live up to his standards.
That's where, like, I feel really bad for her because, you know, I think WWE has this image of what they want her to be, and they want her to be the female version of Ric Flair, but Charlotte just wants to be Charlotte.
Yeah.
And not be a Flair. You know what I mean? Like, she wants to do it on her own and not have all this crap about her dad being in the way.
Which is why a couple weeks ago I talked about maybe they're possibly leaning towards her.
I think she should drop the Flair last name.
Her going off and doing some other sort of gimmick. Right?
Yeah.
To try something different.
Yeah. I think
To try and which may have been part of why tonight
was such
we started to get the emotion of her crying because she's going to lean more towards breaking away from her following in her dad's footsteps, so to speak. Which
I think is probably like it's probably like a giant weight lifted off her shoulder, but also at the same time it's like, well, they've marketed me as, you know, Charlotte Ric Flair's daughter. That's what I've been.
Yeah.
And to go out and do my own thing and not be that, like, how is that going to be perceived by the fans? And are they going to, like, care as much?
Yeah.
Or, like, still feel the same way they do now about me and the way I do stuff because I'm not doing this whole, like, Flair legacy thing? You know?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm sure it's you know, I get to go out and do my own stuff, but at the same time, it's, like, this new weight on her shoulders of trying to, like, prove herself to the fans.
Yeah.
For being her.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
If WWE did a crossover with AEW, who would you all match Becky with and Seth? Becky, I would like to see her with Britt Baker. I think that'd be interesting.
Sure, why not?
Seth, I think you have a natural thing with Mox.
Well, I think so too. But
I mean,
for some reason, ultimately, like, my mind goes to Pac. That was the first thing I thought of.
You could do that too.
With Seth.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I love her wrestling and what she's done for the women's evolution. Just wish they booked her differently. Definitely DTA podcast. CM Punk always used to just ad-lib promos according to bullet pints. In Attitude Era, scripts just didn't exist. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think that if you can cut a promo without having the script, I think you're better off.
Mm-hmm. Because it comes off more natural.
Yeah. Guys, what's a pirate's favorite wrestling move? Pile dive arg. That's a good one, Jack. I agree with you, maybe about Charlotte. Yes, definitely. I think that's, you know, everything you said. I mean, it's one of those things that I think that her being in her dad's shadows was kind of hurting her.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I agree.
So.
I agree. So essentially, Charlotte tells Rick to just go away.
Go home.
Go home. Like, you being here, it's just taking away from everything that I'm doing.
You are a problem.
And you need to go. Like, I love you, but you need to leave. Like, go, please.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The ARG KO. That's funny. ARG KO. Get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can understand where people may feel bogged down by Charlotte's booking. That's because they're not smart enough or don't care enough to use more women frequently to spread out time on TV. But the fact is, Charlotte is the total package over every other woman in the company. Promo skills, everything. Stone Cold David, I did a write-up on our Patreon channel about her, and I said the exact same thing.
I agree. I think she has the total package. I think she has the wrestling skills. I think she has the look. I think that she has the promo skills sometimes when given the freedom to not sound like a robot, you know.
Yeah.
Because I find a lot of her promos, she sounds robotic. I don't necessarily love all her promos all the time.
I think the problem is if you just let her go out and cut loose, I think she's fine.
But the thing is they don't, and that's where her promos sound super robotic and super not great. But and when she cares, she gives her all and 110%, like, all the time. And I feel like recently she hasn't been doing that, and that's like why is that? And I feel like, I don't know, I've noticed it with her being like one of the best in the company, that she hasn't been putting her all forward over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And a lot of other people have noticed that too.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean,
and they're like, what's up with Charlotte? Like, she's generally, like, on it all the time. Like, hopefully she's, you know, everything's all good and she's okay. But, like, you know, yeah. It's really noticeable when she gives her all the time.
Yes.
You know?
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Ric Flair, go home.
Go home, Ray. You're not wanted anymore.
So, yeah.
I don't think she loves her father anymore. I don't know if it's that she doesn't love her father. I think it's just that.
Okay, but that made me laugh.
What? That's why I said it.
Yeah.
I don't think she loves her father anymore.
That was really funny.
I don't know that it's that she doesn't love him. I just think that the idea that
kind of over
everything, her whole career has been built around him.
Yeah. So we then have a beautiful 1 minute and 37-second match between Naomi and Lana and Dana, Brooke, and Mandy.
Yep.
Naomi and Lana won. They're next in line for a title opportunity.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, again, this match is okay. I mean, it wasn't great. You know, the fact that they put the women out there in 2 different matches is pretty amazing. You know? So, I feel bad for Naomi.
Yeah.
Naomi, we're going to put you in this match with Lana as your tag team partner. Against Dana and Mandy.
Oh my god.
I hope that you can use your skills to help elevate this match to something other than just, God, we don't want to watch this match. I mean, I don't know.
So, we then have AJ Styles versus Ricochet in a Splendiferous match. AJ won. AJ has fallen so far off the map, it's not even.
I just think it's one of the, I don't know that he's fallen off the map. I think it's, like I said, I think he's just there.
Yeah, but like he's fallen off the map.
But I don't know that he wants more because, you know, I don't see him. He's already stated this is his last contract.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just him, this is like him going, okay, let me just write this out and I'll go with it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Check that Becky is the total package. No, that's Lex Luger, James. Sorry.
She certainly does. I think it's just a back and forth ADHD style booking. They've had her in since her return.
Yes.
Nope, Becky has a total package. I think Becky's good, but...
Becky is a goat. That's not very nice, James.
I think Becky is good. I think Becky really shines in the promo skills. I think she's a good wrestler, too, compared to some of the other people that I have on the roster. Yeah, I mean, she's...
Yeah.
Both her and Charlotte are really good. I'm not going to say Becky's not good because I don't think that she's not good. I think her promo skills are far better than Charlotte's.
Well, I think if you watch some of her stuff, she has to stop and think about some of the things she says, too.
Does she really?
Yeah.
Okay, go back. Does Charlotte need to stop and think about what she says?
Well,
or does she just go through the motions and say everything that she's supposed to say and says it like this and just goes with it and continues on?
But how much... Okay, so go back...
ends and goes into...
So how much of the way Charlotte handles it is maybe she's trying to be different from her dad? Because her dad would just go off and go...
Okay, but I'm not asking for her to do that. But I'm asking
so maybe that's why she does her thing.
No, but I'm asking for her to give some sort of life into her promos. What we saw tonight was most life that I have seen in a promo from Charlotte Flair in a long time. A long time. Charlotte Flair promos are robotic. They are robotic. They just are.
Well, they are.
And that is why Becky's promo skills are 10 times better than Charlotte's are on any normal given day. Because
but I also think that she's and some of that could be she's trying to walk the line of where we say when we talk about it, that she doesn't want to be in her dad's shadow. If she goes out there and does everything that her dad did and do the fired up thing,
I'm not asking for her to do the fired up thing, but I'm asking for her to put something. No, but mellowing out her promo turns into sounding like a robot, and that's where it's an issue. So she needs to give some sort of life back to it and sound human.
The problem is the circle around one wrestler and the fans fall into Vince logic. Yeah, definitely. AJ Styles is chilling collecting checks on Twitch. Checks on Twitch. I think AJ's going through the motions because, like you said, he's in retirement contract. Yeah, and I think that they're just letting him go through the motions.
Yeah.
Becky is great, but I am biased based on her being first Irish WrestleMania main eventer ever. Yes, we know you are, Jack. Nia Jax promos are robotic sometimes. Nia Jax, most of hers are like robotic.
Okay, but like I don't think Naya has a bad promo. Actually, I think it's better than some of the other people they have on their roster.
Well, it is, but I mean, does that say much? Because there's only a handful of women that can do a decent promo. How do you futuristic?
What's up?
Charlotte used to sound like she's yelling in the mic.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm waiting to see if Becky shows up here very soon. I was looking for her to return at Mania. I'm not seeing any opening for her to do so unless the Raw Women's title match becomes a fatal 4-way Mania with her and Rhea added.
I don't know that she's gonna wrestle at WrestleMania, but I think that she could show up at WrestleMania like after the title match is over and sort of do like the stare down thing, or the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And like come back to like stare somebody down, you know?
She might.
And lead up to a match at whatever the next pay-per-view is.
This is, I mean, putting her on Raw would be almost good because then you could have her face Asuka.
Becky?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you could, but Asuka why fight Asuka?
Because of the way it was supposed to go down. It was supposed to be her and Asuka, and then
they didn't, but Asuka's not going to have the belt, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though, is you keep the belt on Asuka, and then you have Becky come back and face Asuka for the belt.
Well, that'd be fabulous, but
like, Asuka goes, you know what? You gave this to me when you went to have your baby, and now I'm giving you the opportunity to take it back.
I don't think that's going to happen, but
Asuka goes,
I would be down for it to happen.
You gave me this belt when you were going to have a baby. Now I'm going to have a baby. Here's the belt back.
I don't know. I think that Asuka and Becky would be fine. Becky and Rhea would be fun. It'd be something different, something that we like haven't seen. And I think that would be like a big like, so that's that. I mean, I know if Charlotte has the title, Becky and Charlotte is always a surefire good match.
Yeah.
And it'd be a safe one for like a first match back for Becky because it's like I said. I mean, they've worked with each other a million times over.
James, I'm not talking about Becky. I'm talking about Asuka.
So it would be a.
Jeez.
It'd be a safe surefire.
Becky. That's all you ever talk about. Jeez.
You say that all the time, and I have no idea where that's from.
The Brady Bunch.
Okay.
Exactly, Maven. Becky has great promo skills.
She does have great promo skills.
At this point, it seems like the Raw after Mania seems more likely now. That's where I'd like to see her come back, Stone Cold David. Don't bring her back in Mania. Because Mania is everybody's like expecting that, so like it wouldn't be a big shock. What about Belair promos? I think she does decent on the mic. I think her promos are decent.
I think she has decent promos when they aren't overdone. Like the promo that she cut like after she won the match against Bayley or whatever that was, and she was like crying, and then she did the same thing at the Rumble. Like that was just kind of like not great.
Well, it depends on if it was like I mean, if it was her being her.
But the thing about it is that it didn't seem natural, and with the fact that they did it on Friday and then it was again on that pay-per-view, it didn't come off as natural, and it felt like very.
Well, the thing is I mean, if we're gonna sit here and say that, you know, beating Bayley is maybe like Bayley is one of her idols, and so the opportunity to go in and beat her, and then she beats her, and she was emotional about that, and then.
Well, that's fine. They can do that on Friday, but then like
the whole Rumble thing of like, holy crap! Now guess what? Now I'm going to be at Mania going for a title.
But the whole Rumble thing, it was like the same thing that she did on Friday. And that's what was so like off-putting
Which is why I don't know. I don't know if they said to do that or if it was a thing that being emotional, beating your idol.
It felt very
if she feels that Becky's an idol, and then the emotion of knowing, hey, I'm going to WrestleMania to fight for the title. I mean, It
just felt very like, I don't know, not like...
I don't know.
It felt very forced.
You're welcome. Stone Cold David, there is one person that could team Charlotte that I guarantee she'd be truly enthused about Becky. Probably. Yes, it is Futures. It's all about Becky. Do you think Gilbert will ever be Universal Champion?
He should be.
No.
He should be.
No.
He should be.
When Nia Jax wins the title at WrestleMania 34, she cried. Yeah, I mean, that's just it. I mean, that's the thing it's an emotional thing. Yes, observing stuff. So apparently, Futuristic thinks Gilbert will be the Universal Champion.
Yeah. And we already talked about the main event.
Yes.
So that was Raw. AJ Styles won that match against Ricochet. Yeah, that was Raw. I don't know why I double-checked that it was Raw. Or Raw. I
had to sneeze.
That's okay. So yeah, that was Raw. It was fine.
That was Raw.
It wasn't a bad show. I think they had some good spots on it. Like the Miz and Lashley stuff was good.
Well, I think if you take out
the Charlotte promo with Rick was good. The Randy Orton stuff was good. Riddle and Morrison had a really good match. So like, there was some decent stuff on this show. I think there was a lot of filler.
Well, I think that everything was good with the exception of the Shayna, Naya, and Charlotte Asuka match, just because we've seen it 100 times. And then the Sheamus Jeff Hardy match because we've seen that multiple times. Outside of that, I thought it was okay, and I thought that, everything I thought was at least decent. Even the Naomi, Lana, and Dana and Mandy thing, even though I felt that it wasn't like a match I wanted to see, I felt that they did something different.
What?
They put a second match in here, and so I just felt that it's something that's they are at least putting something out there that's a little bit that's not the same thing over and over again.
I think there was a lot of filler on this show, but I think it was decent. Don't care for the Cedric Shelton thing. Don't care for that because we already saw that. Don't care for like the New Day Mace T-Bar thing. We already saw that. Don't care for Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy. Don't care for the Naomi Lana stuff. AJ and Ricochet was fine. But like, there were a handful of things on the show that I thought were unnecessary and you could have like done other stuff, but like overall it was decent.
Yeah. Raw rating out of 10.
I'll give it a 7.
Yeah, I would say probably 7. 7.5.
7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Not terrible.
Let's go back.
Has room to improve.
Two wrestlers that I think had good promos, Paige and Ronda. I know Ronda is a little questionable for her promos, but it's all right. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
See, but when Ronda went off and was doing the whole bad guy thing and wasn't trying to be this like corporate stooge, I think that's when her promos were the best because she was real fired up. The one thing about it is like they kind of controlled what she was saying because if they weren't, she would have like gone off on somebody and would have said something like,
yeah,
not good, but just like bad guy stuff. And I thought it was good when she was like given a little bit more freedom.
Yes.
To be angry.
Y'all gonna do an AEW live after show? We'll be after AEW.
Yep.
Raymond. Well, I already answered that. Too much gravity on Raw. I wanted to see them float. Jack. I liked Rhea skip the Charlotte match, and I hated that Jeff lost. I guess Jeff can only beat Sheamus when there's no rules. That's right. Just have no rules, and then he beats him.
No rules.
Observing stuff, I hated the fact he lost, but the match was actually good. I mean, it was a decent match. It's just the fact they've repeated it too many times. Jack has given it 5 out of 10. Very average. Futuristic's giving it a 7.5 out of 10. Break up the New Day. I mean, they could, but I don't know if it'll be like, you know, I don't know how it would go there. By the way, how is Sheamus bleeding on his shoulder? I'm not sure. Did he hit something?
I don't know either. I thought it was Jeff Hardy's face paint.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It might have just been the face paint.
It's kind of orangey face paint tonight, so like when like you blend it into skin, it looks like reddish and.
Y'all know what I knew.
Swag.
I got y'all talking about Becky, so I say mahalo means thanks in Hawaiian. James, I'm never talking about her again. I won't even say her name.
Y'all are still live, haha.
We are live, Scott, because we started talking about needles and like all kinds of things. So you know our
Mr. G's fear of needles, to be more specific, and then we kind of went on a little side thing about Charlotte and chatting about her for a while.
I'm surprised to see it, Scott. I mean, I saw you. You know, you're trying to get a new job. And what are you gonna do if you go to overnights? How are you gonna watch our show if you go to overnights?
Could be the paint. Yeah, I find that Jeff Hardy's face paint gets everywhere. Like, literally, it's all over the ring. It's all over the other wrestlers. And, like, I don't know what face paint he uses, but he needs to invest in some better face paint. Yeah. Because it doesn't stay. It transfers, like, way too much.
Well, it comes off, like, right away.
Yeah.
As long as New Day podcast exists, they'll stick together, like, to NY and No Border. Yeah. Fear of needles? What, Mr. G? Yeah, I hate needles. Although I've gotten better. I almost passed out when we had Maven. They were giving Mrs. Gleen an epidural, and the nurse yelled at me to sit down because I almost passed out. By the way, Anna J will be out of action for a year. Yep, 6 to 12 months. Agreed. I work 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. receiving at Lowe's. Currently, I work with plants. I work from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. So if you go 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., how are you going to watch our show? You're going to have to watch all our replays.
Yeah. That's the thing.
I mean, I know that, but we just can't have the interaction with Scott then because he's, went to work at Lowe's overnight. Jeez.
Why are you afraid of needles?
Well, you see, Jono, when they poke you, it hurts.
No. I would have never guessed.
That's why. And usually the only time I see a needle is when they're coming to poke me. So there. That's why.
Okay, then. Okay.
I'm a few hours behind you, Mr. G. Yeah, but 2 hours. So, if you go in at 9, it'd be 11 here. So see, right now, it's 11:43. You'd miss our show, Scott. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Darn!
I was never afraid of getting shots as a kid. You should have been observing stuff.
I like shots. Yeah, I do, because I get to, get my infusions, and that keeps me here.
Jack's a hedgehog. Are you Sonic?
I don't know where I was going with that I like statement.
I like shots.
I was gonna say, I don't mind them now, but, it came out as, I like... I like shots because then I don't die. Thanks.
Randy has been working on getting better at promos. I guess it was all leading up to his big performance tonight. Definitely, I thought he had it was pretty cool what he did tonight. It's 5:45 here. What? Yeah, Jack, I could have said that. It's it's in the morning. Jack just stays up with us all night. So I remember boot camp standing in a line, and it was 10 shots in each arm, and the peanut butter shot.
I don't know.
What the crap's a peanut butter shot? You had to get a shot for peanut butter? I learned how not to be afraid of needles. Just sing your favorite song. My favorite song is "Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no."
No, actually, it's if it's a song, I think it's "Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no." If that's the song that I'm thinking of.
Shots as in the needles or the other sort of shots?
Like
the needles, Jack.
Yeah.
I was scared of needles as a kid. Now I'm knit. I don't blame you. Liver of a potato.
Oh, man.
I never heard of a peanut butter shot. Me neither. I don't know what a peanut butter shot is. What's a peanut butter shot? Anybody out there? Scott, what's a peanut butter shot? Now you have to explain it. That's the song.
Yeah, that's the song.
Apparently Maven knows it.
I do know it. It's yeah.
It was penicillin, Mr. G. You get it in your backside. What does that have to do with peanut butter?
I don't know.
We should all be afraid of Mr. G doing shots. I have video to prove it.
We have a stream to prove it of Mr. G, not of Mr. G doing shots, but of Mr. G after having drinks. I mean, he was on here and it was a fun stream, you know, but it was, you know.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it?
It was. You should do that again.
My top song is Stairway to Heaven, so maybe not. Yeah, Jack, that probably wouldn't be good. I'm going to get shots and thinking of Stairway to Heaven. That's just... Google it on the podcast. NXT is going to be good Wednesday. James, I'd love to say that I'm watching an NXT, but I can't because, you know, AEW, man.
Yeah, AEW.
I wish NXT would change their time slot. Or put their show back on the network.
Yeah.
Or Peacock TV.
Because with live TV and stuff, like, the TV that we have, we don't have, like, the...
Or just close your eyes and turn around. I do that anyway, Jono.
Google it on the podcast.
I close my eyes when I get a shot.
Scott has asked you to Google something.
He knows.
It's not Ant, so...
No, I don't trust Scotty. I don't trust anybody. All right. I think we are done. We'll be back Wednesday. Worst experience ever is a colonoscopy and the stuff you have to take prior. You want to take this?
It's pretty... Okay, but, like... When I've had a scope before, I don't take like the weird liquid in like a bottle. I've never had to do that. I just get to do Gatorade and Miralax, and that's what it is. And so I've gotten to do that. And like honestly, it's not like it's really not for me. It's not the worst experience I've like. It's not bad. I mean, like, compared to, like, a lot of pain with being diagnosed with stuff, like, everything else is pretty much a breeze.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But for, like, I guess for, like, anybody else who doesn't have to do that all the time, not that I, you know, get scopes all the time, but, like, I've had a couple.
Yeah.
You know, it's, I don't know. I don't have to take the gross liquid, which I appreciate. My brothers were really jealous that I got to do the Gatorade and Miralax mix over the other stuff. Because whenever they have scopes, they have to use the gross stuff. They don't get to do the Gatorade and Miralax.
Yeah.
So, but I did.
I remember getting my first shot. I asked if I can go to the bathroom before it happened. They said, yeah, but as I walked out, I ran out the door to the car. When I had my surgery, I had an IV in my hand. That hurts badly.
Yes, getting IVs in your hands suck, okay? Especially when they stick it in your hand and then they try to take blood from it, but it doesn't work because you have no veins in your hand, apparently. So then they have to poke you in the other arm.
Yeah.
It's really lame.
Good night, John Elite. Thanks for sticking around. We enjoy having you here. My top song is Stairway to Heaven, and top film is Schindler's List. I'm not morbid, I swear. And you watch Star Trek, so, you know, even if you were morbid.
Oh, did you see that Daft Punk?
No.
Broke up?
Oh, yes, I did see that. Run. There's a needle. Ah! Yeah, definitely. Wish you would not be sellouts. Sorry, James.
Sorry, James.
Sorry, man. Sometimes you just have to be. With that, we're going to take off. We'll see you guys Wednesday night after AEW or NXT, whichever you prefer to watch. We don't care. Just come join us for chat. Peace out, everybody.